Can't find my way, 'cause now there's one less star to see.
Two of the few remaining juggernauts of ESEA, Supremacy Gaming and the newly signed Cursed Ascension, are going to be finally facing off in ESEA main. 6-0 versus 6-0. You can't get much more spotless of a record than that. And one of these will be stained after today. My name is Ito, and it is an absolute honor to bring you this magical 6-0 match. Again, this is big news for both of these teams here. I have so much interest in finding out which one is actually going to be the inevitable one to fall here. Supremacy Gaming has been winning their games in pretty dominant fashions. It's going to be Sickly, Guepa, Bruno, Pac-Man, and Torito. I think their full name is Torito Wow, but I'm just going to say Torito. And let's just get right into the thick of things. You notice that Cursed Ascension are going to be going for 5 armors across the board. No kits in play, interestingly enough. So that makes things a little bit interesting in case it gets to a retake scenario. Supremacy all grouping up over towards mid at the moment. You see all in Maz. Land Maz. I almost said, whatever, man. Land Maz. I'll just be trying to take a couple of courtesy shots through the smoke, but no dice just yet. But however, looks to be kissing Bruno through the smoke. Unfortunately, loses the duel. So first round already isn't off to the best start for Cursed Ascension just yet here, but there's still life in them yet. Trying to make this retake happen, and this is where things get a little bit interesting. Again, there is no retake potential really, just because of the lack of kits in play. If they can hit their shots, maybe things could look pretty good. Mitsuki struggles a little bit on the fight, but ends up winning in the end. However, in the meantime, in the midst of things, Pac-Man has been able to take down one. However, Mitsuki will go ahead and respond in kind. Find the first, not quite the second though. A triple in the round, but can't quite get the 4K. Supremacy will steal that first round. A close call to the very end of things, and I think if this is any sign of the times, this is going to be a very close one here. Sometimes it can just be so important to get like a kit in play or something like that, or just a little bit of utility. If theoretically there's a smoke available, they could have gone for a smoke diffuse or something of the sort, but maybe that's exactly what the pause is for here. Supremacy, I believe it was at least, unless it was a technical pause, did just go ahead and call a little bit of break. Try to, regroup themselves and talk about what happened there. I didn't really get to go over the roster of the newly signed Cursed Ascension just yet, but it's Mitsuki, Landmaz, Druzera, Ash, and Praise, formerly known as Frag for Praise, I believe. I don't follow ESEA main all too much, but I have kept a little bit of an eye on these teams since, again, there's some of the few that have gone undefeated so far in the season. That's something interesting to keep an eye on for sure. But as I mentioned, it's an unfortunate reality that one of these teams will be going home with a loss at the end of the day here. A little bit of a technical timeout. Looks like one of the players has actually dropped. Which one is it? Torito that dropped? Torito was the last one in. So there was 999 rounds because this is a custom game. I don't exactly know why ESEA, which is what they're playing on right now, has it set up this way, but trust me, we're not going to 999. It's first to 16 here, but we will be switching after 15 rounds. But we'll be calling out that action while it comes, as we just wait for everybody to get back into the server. If you notice that Supremacy Gaming, they don't exactly have the best pings across the board here. You see Pac-Man is on 109, Bruno on 104, and Guepa on 135. Bit of a tough situation for them to be in. It can really not exactly play into their favor during some of these gunfights, but they seem to at least make that first round work. Cursed Ascension, again, I wasn't exactly the biggest fan of them going for full armor across the board, but I mean, hey, if it works for them, it works for me, right? Fun little technical pause, though. No one really likes that. And Supremacy Gaming are still going to be trying to think about what they're going to be buying up for this, so they're making the most of this timeout while they can. And worst comes to worst, we'll see the coach Joe Man come in, but we'll see. Fun. The action has yet to begin, of course, really. But maybe this is like some 10,000 IQ play by Cursed Ascension to get, well, there's one of their players to lag out, and so they can mentally reset and ruin all the momentum that Supremacy Gaming might have after that first round. You know, you really have to think smart. You never know. That, or it's just, I don't know, just a fun little pause. There's only so much you can talk about when it's just kind of stuck on a certain screen like this. So if it takes much longer, I might just go ahead and bring it to some music until we're right back into the game, because I'm sure this is not exactly the most interesting thing to watch, and I am not the most interesting person to listen to whenever it's not Counter-Strike related. Ascension. Surprised I haven't even bothered to buy just yet. I mean, it seems like this is going to be their final plan heading into round 2. 4 default pistols, a single flash on Mitsuki, as well as a Desert Eagle. And hey, there we are. There's Torito. Supremacy Gaming get their 5, and 100% they won't buy. That's for sure. I'm wondering, will they be saving third round as well? Even if this is like a pretty fruitful round, what would be the catalyst to get them to buy on round number 3? We'll see. There's still plenty of time. The game is still very, very young. Only a single pistol round coming through. Torito is back in the server. His ping, not the prettiest sight to behold, but I mean, hey, that's what you have to work with sometimes. One of the players to watch here, but it's Bruno, the big man on campus, and right back into the action we go here. Curse Ascension, they actually want to add a Zeus to their arsenal as well, but a push out over towards mid with a couple of pistols will be on the chopping block this time around. They noticed that Supremacy Gaming had 3 people set up over towards mid last round, so it's a little bit of an early adjustment, it feels like. However, smokes, all the work start coming through over onto the A site. Mitsuki, not long for this world, falls almost immediately. A player drops into sandwich, also falls, and it's just kind of a domino effect. At this rate or not, Landmaz gets one through the smoke, take down Guepa. Now it's a 3-on-4, and with a bomb planted down, it makes things a little bit more interesting. Still no chance, though, but it gives a little bit of time for these smokes to dissipate and take a bit more of the advantageous duels for these USPs. However, the good headlines end there. Praise is only able to get one before he inevitably falls, and it's a quick 2-0 for Supremacy. Not the spotless kind of round they're hoping for, but that's still a pretty good one from Cursed Ascension. As you see, they are going to be buying up all the goods into round number 3 here. And this is what I was talking about. What is that factor to make them buy on round number 3 here? It would have to be a really good eco, and indeed, they don't fail to deliver. Mitsuki over at mid doesn't quite take the fight with that M4A1, but hides and dances behind the smoke. As a Molotov fades, so will their chances of being able to get a push through mid. Praise actually ends up leading Torito to fall very early on in this round, so it's a 4 versus 5. Doesn't favor Supremacy. Curse Ascension are on a good track to get their first round in. But still, the round's still young. It's minute 15 left on the clock. Mitsuki is surely feeling the pain at the moment. 15 left. Guepa currently holding down Catwalk. And Sickly seem to be trying to make a full rotate over towards A. Pac-Man, bomb in hand. Looking to try to get some frags, but it's Juzero to actually find one. That's onto the player, Guepa, who's over towards Cat. Push happens out towards A right now. Pac-Man takes a fight with the Galil and wins it. Surprisingly, that is not exactly the most favorite gun versus an AUG, but I guess it does the job just fine for the time being. Bruno will toss out a little bit of utility to give them a little bit of a chance in this one here, but Mitsuki just wants to close it out right here, right now. Finds a double, wasn't through a smoke or anything, but manages to take down the bomb planter, and there we are. There's the first round for Cursed Ascension, their first round under the organization, and possibly many more to come too, because Supremacy Gaming did not get the bomb down, so this is going to be a little bit of a tough buy for them to justify. However, it is the T side, so the economy does end up favoring them a lot of the time, especially in this current meta. Supremacy will be perfectly fine with their upgrade pistols, though. Guepa with a single smoke grenade and a Glock. That will be their buy-up for the time being here. What is Supremacy's plan at the moment? Definitely not to eat a nasty grenade like that. Oh, poor Pac-Man. He ate the wrong thing. It's not a pellet. It's a bomb. He's learning that the hard way here. Molotov comes in. That's into underpass as well, just to cover the tracks. But Curse Ascension already off to a great track. That grenade was just disgusting. Guapa's on 66. Pac-Man is bleeding internally. And Torito is tagged down just a little bit as well, but neither of them are healthy. Excuse me. Praise dances around the smoke over at A. Push into connector, and Mitsuki finds first blood and second blood. Finally, Torito on the board. Gets a play with the Deagle to take down only one, but bomb carriers drop. Torito's trying to make some magic happen. Unfortunately, it's not meant to be, though. The Opper actually... And Pac-Man manages to find one kill so far. I didn't even expect him to make it that far. He's up and making it to 5-2 for his kills, but still, it's Cursed Ascension to run away with the round. It's a little bit chaotic. I didn't expect Pac-Man to actually wiggle his way into that sort of scenario, but I guess no matter the HP he has, he'll still try to deliver. Now it's 3-3. What is on the plate for Supremacy this time around? You see... Cursed Ascension don't exactly have the healthiest economy in the world, but they'll try to make the magic work wherever they possibly can. Smoke comes through over towards window. Mitsuki just backs off. Doesn't want to take that fight. Doesn't exactly favor them just yet, and that's where things can become a little bit interesting. Supremacy have bought into this one almost entirely. 2 Kriegs, 2 AKs, and a single Galil in Sickly's hands. Not the heaviest amount of utility. That's really the only question mark. Also interesting of note is that Bruno has managed to sneak his way over towards connector almost unscathed, unseen. I think Landmass is looking for it, though. At least has some sort of semblance of an idea. Look away at the right time, and Bruno will fall, unfortunately, so it's looking better and better for Cursed Ascension, at least early on this round. The minute mark is about to pass, and Supremacy have nothing to show for it yet. Guepa is trying to be very careful on the noise he makes, but timing might not be in his favor. A peek into the ladder room might lead to his demise. It's Druzera to strike blood. Now it's a 3 versus 5, and they're looking real damn good right now. Sickly nearly lets his teammate fall, but eventually does take down Landmass. Praise with another trade through, and actually Supremacy Gaming, maybe they do have a chance in this round yet. Perhaps I called it a bit too early, but if Sickly keeps hitting shots like that, they're going to be in a good place. Mitsuki's better on the trigger, though, and will improve to a 3-2, taking the score, or excuse me, taking the lead for the first time in this game. But that was a little bit of a cluster. Way too close for comfort, some of these rounds. Even the rounds where they're on Eco, Supremacy Gaming are still able to juice out a good amount of kills. Kind of a scary scenario, in all honesty. Now pistols in play for Supremacy. They got it close, but not close enough to justify another buy-in. They've been good on these ecos. Who's to say it's exactly their worst bet? Landmaster doesn't agree. Takes down Pac-Man with 1. Praise, surely going to be able to get a free one. M4 tags down to death. Did you notice? Look at that sticker over here, up in the top. It was like over at the top of the M4. That was weird. Anyway, back into the game. Supremacy, no chance really in this one here. This might be the first flawless round for Cursed Ascension, and indeed it is. So much better anti-eco right there from the CT side. They were struggling with them in the past, but they seem to have learned their lesson in recent form, or in recent times. Supremacy will call another pause. I mean, I don't even know where to begin here. Cursed Ascension doesn't feel like they've had any, like, super rigid defaults or anything of the sort. Just seems that Cursed Ascension have come out on top of a lot of these duels. Mitsuki has been a very interesting player so far. 10-4, has been doing plenty of work for the CT side. At the very least, seems to be carrying them in kills. Supremacy Gaming, no slouches either. They put 2 up, and they're looking for number 3. This might be their chance to do it too. Ash is stuck on an MP9, and although MP9 is pretty great, don't get me wrong, it's sometimes not what you're going to want to go up against versus the inevitable desire that AKs will have to consume you, and consumed Landmass does as he just takes down 2. Look at the flick of the wrist on this man. He searches for number 3. Bruno stays alive for the time being. But unfortunately, that's all that seems to be going well for them. Mitsuki strikes blood. And now it's a 5 versus 1, and that's a gun round just down the drain for Supremacy. Curse Ascension looked to steal this one away and put together a pretty nice lead to start this half off. Walking into the crosshairs, Mitsuki. I gave him so much praise in this game so far, but that's the first notable hiccup I see. Peeks right into the crosshairs of Sickly and gives up the frag. Still 1-on-4. Still barely enough to give Sickly a little bit of room, but he could take this towards B. If they got bombed down, that would be enough for another buy for Supremacy. Enough. Anyway, Sickly won't check the angle. Oh, so he will! What? How did Ash miss that? Well, that's what I'm talking about regarding the MP9, is that you have to account for the MP9 factor as well. Sickly fakes the bomb plant, wants to go for a kill here, and will be able to get it! Unfortunately, his magical run ends there, and no more for Sickly. Cursed Ascension, again, that's a round that I would have thought would have been a very stable one, but Sickly nearly drags it to the very brink of sanity. Still a very good attempt by him, don't get me wrong. Because of that, Supremacy Gaming are going to have a little more money to work with. Still not enough to put together a buy, don't get me wrong. It's, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. It's still not enough, but gives them a little bit more wiggle room when it comes to grenades. They could set up for an execute if they so wanted. Praise seems to have a good read on what Supremacy are going for here. As you see, they're setting up for an A execute. Bomb is down as they set up for nades. 2 players over towards underpass at the moment as well. Interesting setup from Supremacy. What is their final goal, though, other than get bombed down? Because these players, if they die over towards connector or mid, this could lead to a disaster. Landmass peeks right on through, gets one for free. Sickly manages to avoid the firing range for the time being, but still sees the fire. Piss shot onto A, comes through, and no such luck for any of the T's so far. It's just bloodbath on the A bomb site. Sickly is left to his own devices, and he won't have a shot this time. Another 1-on-5 he had to face down the barrel of, and Curse Ascension will not hiccup. Curse Ascension, that's a flawless round. That's more like it from them. Again, they've had their couple of hiccups, but maybe are starting to find their footing in this game as they get off to a good start. However, this is the statistically favored half, so this is something that you would hope for. They don't seem to be disappointing just yet. 6-2. Supremacy with another buy in. Sickly already tagged down to half HP. And that really matters a lot because there's 2 M4s still very much in play at the moment here. It's something I mention often, but this is exactly why. Oh god, Sickly. Poor guy. This heats even a little more damage now, and now he can just get tagged down by basically anything. A body shot would do it. I feel terrible for Sickly at the moment. He's been doing good so far, but not good enough. Bruno, another player who's hurting, ends up falling at the hands of Drew Zera. And speaking of Drew, he's only up on 11. He took a little bit of fire, but it's still fine. Bomb is towards top mid. This is still securely in favor of Curse Ascension. A peek out towards mid, though, puts things right back. Not in favor of Supremacy, but right back into a winnable sort of fashion for Supremacy here. Peek up towards Cap might give away all the information that they need, though. Landmass is holding his ground over towards A. Wants to swing around, go out on a pivot, and search for a little more information, a little bit of a chance to completely crush anything that Supremacy wanted to get going here. They need to retrieve the bomb still, and they will. They're going to rotate over towards A slowly but surely. 30 seconds left on the clock for them to make their move here. Plenty of util to do it as well. Only a single smoke, though, and that's arguably the most important need to have in a scenario like this. Praise gets caught off guard. Torito is able to capitalize upon it and get one, but Sickly with another Supremacy Gaming half-life yet, as they want to steal this round away from Cursed Ascension. And that would be absolutely so depressing from Curse Ascension in all honesty. However, if they take down Sickly, there is a chance for them to do it. Are they going to expect the Opper in here of all places, though? Drew Zera won't even bother going for it. Sickly will punish any sort of aggression. And Supremacy will go ahead and steal away round number 3. So incredible comeback from them in that. A 3 versus 5, I think it was. Maybe a 3 versus 4, but either way, they come out on top and topple the beasts. I have been cursing them for the past couple of rounds now and put round number 3 on the board. Saving in apartments. Supremacy Doing good. Hey, what's up, Nubich? How you doing? I actually had 2 casts before this as well, so plenty of Counter-Strike action for me today. I did game over at Supernova GG, or Supernova TV. That was one of my best casts, I feel like, personally. I did really well there, but I seem to be having a lot of hiccups. And, well, still have Supremacy Gaming, but they found 1 round. It's a good start. Praise and Landmaz. So over towards ramp. Don't quite get the shots, and Mitsuki actually eats a bit of damage. Guepa wants that AWP, and what is this? A bit of body blocking. Strange little interaction between the two, but it's a good start for Supremacy. One of the best starts that you can have. Everything short of a kill, to be totally honest. Lots of utility juiced out of Curse Ascension, plenty of damage down onto 2 players, and plenty of map control to speak of as well. They start eventually pushing their way in towards A. Mitsuki is waiting in sandwich though, but I think there's a big target on his back here. He's surely on borrowed time here, but he's going to go ahead and try to make the most of it if he possibly can. Finds the first one, can't quite find the second, and the ops are starting to come into play now. Landmass picks up a double, leaving up to Guepa on a 1 versus 4, and he looks away at the wrong moment. Curse Ascension steal right back, 7-3. And that is marvelous from Curse Ascension. The snipers did absolutely all the work there, it felt like. Also a big up to Mitsuki as well. Definitely not the easiest position to be in. Stuck in sandwich like that when you know that there's this big target on your back, but they sure as hell did the best they possibly could with it. And Supremacy Gaming are really trying to up the pace, up the ante here, perhaps here. As Ace goes straight out onto the A site, trades looking good in their favor for the time being, but this is such an early, very matchmaking-y sort of play here. Guepa just pushes straight into connector and falls immediately. 3-on-3 as the retake begins, and what do Curse Ascension even do? They have plenty of utility to do it with. That's why utility is so important to buy, because now they can just get set up, put together the perfect retake that they could hope for here. And I mean, it's really all on Supremacy to put something magical together. Torito is going for the long flank at the moment. I'm not sure if bomb is planted for him. He's going to have a nasty surprise to look forward to very soon, and they actually look for it as well. Ash, so good on the trigger, takes down the remaining member of Supremacy Gaming as Cursed Ascension go up on 8 and officially win the half. But there's still plenty more where that came from. Again, that's another bomb down from Supremacy. Plus, they have that full loss bonus coming through. They can buy up for rounds to come, especially if they keep up the ante like they are right now. Even if they lose, if they get bombed down, that's an extra 800 in their pocket. I mean, it's going to be a tough battle for Cursed Ascension through. Or not. Mitsuki is just going to fall immediately, so he's going to avoid having to at least stare down the barrel of Supremacy Gaming for this round. Go ahead. Take an IOU. We'll see you round number 13. And Mitsuki, again, that's your top fragger down. Tied with Praise, of course. That's a scary prospect for Supremacy. Druzera tags at mid. Boosted on, excuse me, not boosted. Jumps on top of the bench, and Bruno will be able to find a kill. Finally, response from Curse Ascension, though. Still man advantage in favor of Supremacy. Bomb will get retrieved. Ash might just peek out to the bench, and still is so good on the trigger. Takes down another. Ash wants to improve, though. A rotate comes through from Curse Ascension, and this could just be the lifeline that Curse Ascension need to get back into this round. Now the man advantage is solidly in their favor as Landmass and Ashboy combine to find 4 kills, I should say. And want to complete the ace together. It will be Landmass to steal away all the glory in the end. He's tied with Praise and Mitsuki for the lead, and all of them want it, and all of them are popping off. Supremacy Gaming are getting nothing going. And you know how I mentioned before that if Supremacy Gaming keep up the ante, if they keep on having solid rounds put together, they can keep forcing up. This was not a solid round that they just had. Supremacy Gaming almost got nothing going there. Now they're stuck on pistols, and this is even more of a dire situation. Mitsuki flashed up over towards mid, a little bit of a mistimed flash, but still a frag nonetheless. Mitsuki has an idea of where Guepa is and will easily capitalize on the kill. Refrag from Bruno over at the A site, but quickly tagged down with the AWP, and it's looking like the end of times here for Supremacy, at least for this round. Torito, though, has something to say about it. Strikes with 2 kills, actually, with a deagle. Makes it down into a 1-on-2, but surely someone's going to be watching his back. Torito somehow manages to retrieve the AWP. Creation, Supremacy is Peruvian. They are from Peru. Any Peruvian love in chat? Anyway, bomb down and spawn. I think Druzera definitely hears this. But Dorito's even better on the trigger. What the hell? He's so good on that AWP. No wonder he wanted to pick it up so desperately. Now it's only up to Ashboy, who's also been a pretty scary presence in the server. Don't get me wrong, but Torito, where are you going to take this? You have all the momentum going. You have all the steam behind your wheels, but can you just get this final frag? Ashboy, he might be looking at the wrong place at the wrong time. They both barely dodged each other. Creation, this is a New York server, I believe. Or it might be a Dallas server. Anyway, Torito. Still, the timing's on their favor. They're going to basically kiss over towards Cat, and unfortunately, the timing is just barely off. It's so unfortunate. Cursed Ascension, they're able to get on double digits, but just imagine how close Torito was to that unbelievable feeling of a 1 versus 4 clutch. You could practically taste it. The timing wasn't working out for Ash, but he manages to close it out in the end. It's not an easy round, but Cursed Ascension, push them to their very brink. Molotov comes through. Early damage onto Supremacy yet again, so good start again from Cursed Ascension. I feel like I've been saying it a lot, but how couldn't I when Drew's going to be able to find a double like that? Maybe get a 3 if he keeps spraying through the smoke. You're right on target, buddy. Guepa's now bleeding internally. And Drew, did he not see the player? Drew, what doing? It's a little bit of a hiccup, but still around solidly in favor of Curse nonetheless. Sickly's last one left standing, and he's actually going to deliver it with 2. And again, Supremacy will go down swinging every single time, it feels like. Not Sickly stuck in a 1-on-2. We saw how close he got it last time. Who's to say he can't make it close yet again? Praise definitely hears all the footsteps going out over towards C-Spawn right now, and if not, he sure as hell heard that reload. But he's going to take the long path through. Landmass sets down a smoke over towards Palace. That is basically a smoke signal that they know exactly what Supremacy is up to. But Sickly, will he gamble and go through the smoke? Yes, he will. Nubage, yes, this is the last cast of the night. Landmass, potentially playing with danger here, but has a good read on the situation here. I think this should solidly go in favor of Supremacy. A good attempt, but not good enough. Ascension, they ascend to round number 11 as they're starting to put together a disgustingly dominant half. 11-3 on Mirage. Like, don't get me wrong, CT side on Mirage is CT sided, but this is too much. This is way too dank, man. Like, this is heavy stuff. This is my 3rd cast of the night as well, and I'm just a little bit out of it. I've had to make so many overlays. I'm not even getting paid for this one. But whatever. Set up for smokes over on A. Guepa. Just going to be going for all the standard goods. Praza? We're at the bottom of Palace at the moment here. Smokes come through. Mitsuki over towards stairs might be our man to watch at the moment here. We'll have a quick sightline onto Torito and we'll deliver with 1 and a second one. It's actually Praise to seal it away, and he's going massive, a triple kill. No wonder you want to frag for Praise, because I have to be praising Praise for the frags he's getting. Oh, but Bruno, though, he's still a factor in this game. He's actually going to be able to find 3 in a 1 versus 5. Again, everything. Like, do you know how close these rounds are getting for Supremacy? I keep on counting them out, but they get it so close. There's so much, like, potential for these insane clutches. It's never over. Our work is never over, man. Unbelievable. 12-3 at the half, but that is one misleading halftime score, because Cursed Ascension, we're on the brink of losing rounds so many times. Think about that round with Torito. Think about the round just now with Bruno. Think about what happened before with Sickly. Like, so many cases you can just point at and be like, yeah, that was a close one. quick pause before we head right back into the game. And Nubage, yeah, I heard it's called Flashpoint. I'm not exactly a fan of that, to be honest. I kind of think B-Site would have been a little more of a fun name, but whatever. They're the TOs, not me. Into the second half we go. Cursed Ascension with an indomitable scoreline at the moment here. The only thing that Supremacy can hope for is that they put together something miraculous of a comeback, but it's not looking very likely. 2 players dedicated over towards Palace at the moment here, while 3 are going over towards B into Underpass. So it looks like it's going to be an A crunch. Something you see relatively uncommonly, but I've seen it a couple of times. Not usually at a pro level though. Guepa will have a lot of advanced information. Spots one, nearly exchanges fire with them. A flash through might allow Torito to peek because of it. Torito's holding his fire though. Druzero sure as hell isn't though. Ash picks up another kill as well. And it's just a complete disaster on the A site. Splatters of blood all around. Pac-Man falls too. I think this is beginning to look like the end of the line here. Bruno has something to say about it, but he's only able to find one. Forced to reload his P250 soon. Ducking down, ducking, weaving, but still no kill. He's just being given nothing here. He's forced to work for every kill that he wants, but he doesn't work hard enough. Apparently, Cursed Ascension topple the beast. Supremacy Gaming. These don't look like 2 6-0 teams in the season slugging it out right now. This looks like Cursed Ascension is just playing against an open team, man. But looks can be deceiving. Again, you saw Supremacy Gaming have some nutty players. Like, seriously, I have so much hope for this roster. I think Supremacy Gaming, or at least the players on it, could go far. I did not watch DNP, by the way. Should I? What am I missing out on? What I'm missing out on is Cursed Ascension just running over, mauling players on B. Bomb down immediately. They're still well over a minute and 30. It's like, already bomb is down. Like, how do you cast this? It's going so blisteringly quick. Only 1 kill in favor of the CT so far, and that might be it. I mean, that's it. 14. This is like a speed run. I thought I wasn't going to be out of this game until, like, you know, 9:15 or something like that. But no, I mean, we're just speedrunning through this game right now. Cursed Ascension are just playing with their food at the moment, just waiting to chomp down. I want to see what was going on with ESL Nubage. I'm kind of curious on that. Supremacy will bring up pistols to the table, but that's all they'll have. Drop into Underpass, interestingly enough. A few shots on his way down, but I mean, really, Cursed Ascension can just run over them again, bulldoze over on the B bomb site, get the bomb down, just call it around. I mean, it's done. It's dusted. Go next. Not even a courtesy frag, it seems. A jump shot to end things in Cursed Ascension. They only have to win one round in particular, in order to close things out versus Supremacy and improve to a 7-0 scoreline in ESEA main. The CSSPA. Yeah, I'll have to give that a look then. How long is the episode? 15. A good finish. Praise. And it looks like Cursed Ascension are just going to be going for their usual. An A execute. Close things out in a Puggy style, why don't you? They're going to wait out the smoke most likely. This is the best of one, Cobra. This is the ESEA main regular season. So it's only best of ones up until playoffs. But both these teams are 6-0 at the moment. It looks like Supremacy is about to have a little bit of a stain on that. Landmaz, despite missing the Molotov, will still get a frag, and he can look for even more too. Knows exactly where Torito is. So Torito now is in a little bit of a scary situation. Will still peek through into CT. Nice little dink through. Now try to finish up the job. Landmaz, you're so close. You're so close. There we are. Does it with an eagle. And wait, he got that? No way he got that through the smoke. What? Landmass, you're disgusting. Supremacy are already leaving the server. They already know they're over. Bruno is out. Landmass, just do it to them at this point. How about you go ahead and make it an ace? You've already impressed me so far. Why not blow my mind? Sickly. 1 on 4. Finds the first. Finds the second, but not the third, unfortunately. And Cursed Ascension, they just demolish Supremacy. I don't think Like, there are exact words to really describe how that game was. That second half, and basically minus those 3 rounds, plus a couple of the close call sort of situations. I mean, that was a slaughter. You can't get much more dominant than that. One of the fastest games I think I've ever casted, by the way. That was unreal. Well, I mean, I think that was one hell of a way to end it. It's been short, Nubage. Thank you so much for coming by. I really always appreciate all the support from you, as well as everybody else. So it's been an honor to bring you this game, and what one hell of a debut that was from Cursed Ascension. You can't get much more dominant than that. Maybe we won't for the rest of the season. Cursed Ascension improved to a 7-0 record in ESEA main and look to keep the momentum going. My name is Ito, and if you enjoyed, go ahead, give me a follow, drop a Twitch Prime if that's what you're interested in, or you don't have to. That's totally okay. I'm just honored to bring you this match, but I would love a little bit of support. You guys have already done so much for me.